Yeah, we've got a few different things to talk about this morning, just a few quick updates. One is we got our IO client service stuff deployed to Red. We had to get a bunch of API keys from IO. Thanks Nikki and Lynn for getting those. It wasn't too straightforward. And basically now we can use that to get our clients into IO.
Yes.
Yes, that's going to be a big win when we get that working, or when we get it actually done. It is working, sorry. It's working, it's just not done. Another thing I wanted to quickly just show and talk about is some of the work we've been doing with Merlin. If I can just cast. Yeah, so we sort of touched on this before in a previous show and tell, but basically it's just slapping up a quick new login into Merlin that hits a new Merlin auth service that we've created. And the really important thing that this allows us to do is get into Merlin via a token-based authentication model rather than via sessions. The reason why this is really helpful, it means that upcoming pieces of work that we're doing where we want to be doing them in this new sort of way that we're working with these new microservices and these new UIs, we can do that with token-based authentication, whereas we couldn't do that before with sessions. We would have to make all those changes within the existing Merlin monolith. So that login did work. It did generate a token, but the final piece of the puzzle isn't quite deployed yet, which is actually Merlin supporting that token now instead of session. So that was that. Done a bit of work around email in this sprint as well. It's mainly Rich Yendall, but the whole team's kind of been involved, and that's just figuring out our new sort of strategy with email and analytics going forward. And yeah, one other thing I'm about to hand over to Sam to talk about is we did some work in this sprint on well, it was unexpected work, but there was a bug actually pointed out, unfortunately, in live for the pension education page. It made it through despite our unit test coverage, because although unit tests are really good for catching issues with the code, one thing they won't catch is integration issues. So whilst the code itself wasn't broken, actually one of our microservices, the wrong version, had been deployed. So to make sure it doesn't happen again, I'm going to hand you over to Sam. He's going to talk about some of the additional testing work that he's done in this sprint.
Thank you. So I've been about the houses a bit this week, so I've done some work for the pension education page on the run now. Also sat with Chris and finished the Robo Power Planner end-to-end, so now we actually generate advice on the Power Planner side. But first of all, yeah, this running. So what we do now on the pension education page is we check that all the text is okay and check that the state pension calculator works fine. Also make sure that all the toggles work and all the text within the toggles is okay. The text within the toggles is also templated, so based on employer, we can also then test that the text has been changed for the employer specifically, and that takes about 20 seconds to run, so we're done. But that way then we can, that way with every commit we can make sure it's okay in green. I'll move this over into blue and into red as well, because it doesn't actually affect any live cases, so we can test in live. Yeah, so that's what I've done for pension education. And side note from pension education is we've made quite a lot of report changes to the test report for the API tests. So we now have everything in S3 every night. We push all our reports up into Amazon. We don't store anything locally. We now also can diff the reports from yesterday to today, so it will show the differences based on the reports. When we get the next release out of the engine, what we're going to do is keep that date and then diff against that, so then we can give like LV the differences in reports based on release to release. but we don't have that currently. And also we can now assert on the reports, so on the suitability letter, statement of fact, what's the other one? All the reports anyway, all the advice reports, we can now assert that certain text is within there, and that certain text is absent from there as well. So we can do both. We can also do global assertion, so making sure that some text is in every single suitability letter, so we can template that. So within the next few weeks, I'm going to try and get some assertions in there so we can actually start that running. So then we sort of have coverage over the reports as well as just coverage over the output of the engine, because we found some issues with that. So that's what I've been doing.
Any questions at all?
That's a joke.
It's too early in the morning for me to tell you.
Cool.
Thank you.